Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's about 12 months since I changed the tow car from the A6 Avant to this, the Skoda Karoq SEL 2 litre TDI. And in this video I'm going to show you a few features about the car which I particularly like, some that I'm not so keen on, and also what it's been like as a tow car. So let's take a look at some of the features first of all. Now the boot I find quite practical. There's plenty of cubby space and there's also plenty of little hooks that you can use. Now with the floor itself, this is the base floor as you see it, so there's a bit of a load lip, but I'm not really bothered about that. There are options to have it raised up, but I didn't bother going for that. It comes with cargo nets and also these L-shaped brackets which are velcroed and you can stick them down and hold things in like so. But the thing I like the most, which wasn't on my original one that I had in 2018, is this actual carpet and mat. And what I like about it is it's reversible. So you've carpet on one side and you've got this plastic surface on the other, which is great if you're taking muddy and dirty bits of kit around in the car. Another thing I like is this versatile tonneau cover. It's very practical, very simple. You just hold it up onto these clips like so, and it also protects the passengers if it's windy as well, which I think is a good feature, and it is removable should you wish to carry larger loads. So as well as this being my daily driver, as I've said before, it's also my tow car. So the first thing that I chose off the optional extras list was the tow bar, which is a factory fit. And I'm impressed with this. I've had it before on a 4x4 version of this car, so I bought it again because I was that pleased with it. It's very simple. There's a little button inside the boot here. You press that button and it releases the tow bar. You lock it into position like so. Now the features on this that I like are the fact that it's got a breakaway cable loop here for fitting your breakaway cable too, and also the 13-pin cables are actually on the side, the sockets there, which is great because at the end of the day you're not going underneath the car in order to fit the electrics. Nice and easy and simple on the side here. Now another thing that I like are the alloy wheels. Now a lot of people don't like these insert painted alloys, but I do. I find them a lot easier to clean. You don't actually need to use harsh chemicals on these, just your normal shampoo and a brush and perhaps a sponge, and they come up like new. So yeah, I like the alloys on this. Simple to maintain, simple to keep clean. So one thing that I do find annoying, and it did happen actually on my 2018 model, and it happens on this as well, is when it's raining, the rain runs down here and it collects on this chrome trim here. So if you open the window for whatever reason when it's raining, you get big globules of water coming in and it soaks your arm through and the door inside of the door. So to combat this, I went out and I purchased myself some of these wind deflectors, and these do a good job because the water comes across and down and generally stays away from the inside of the car. So if you're ever buying one of these cars, I would recommend you get some wind deflectors. So when you're towing with this car, you've got to bear in mind it only has a 50 litre capacity fuel tank. Now I've been getting about 34 miles to the gallon when I'm towing. When I first got the car I was lucky to get 27, so it's improving as the engine's settling down, which I'm quite pleased about. But you've got to remember that if you're on a long trip you might have to make more frequent stops to fill up. So the Skoda SEL comes with the VeriFlex seating. We have 3 individual seats and they can all be removed, or you can just remove 1 or 2 depending on what suits you. Now when we're away and we're towing and it's just me and Juliet, what we tend to do is remove this centre seat, which is very easy to do. You tip it up like so, and underneath there's 2 red catches. And what you can do, you can remove this. It's quite heavy, but it's nonetheless, you can remove it. Now what we can do now is we can pull down these seats, tip them up, and with the elastic cord we can stretch it over the rear of the headrest, and it's now set out of the way. We could do that with the other one as well, and it gives us a nice big flat load bed, so we can put plenty of kit in it when we're going away with the car and the Caravan. Now Skoda do a manual and auto gearbox. It's the DSG gearbox, and as you can see there, we've got the flappy paddles. Now with the gearbox itself, I chose an automatic because I had one with my A6, albeit the ratios in the gearbox are slightly different. I was really pleased with it. Plus I've got a dodgy knee, so it worked better for me to have an automatic. And it works really well when you're towing. On odd occasions, if you're setting off, you might have to put it into sports mode just to give you that little bit of an extra boost to set off. But other than that, it's not a problem. So just in front of the gear stick itself, we have a 12-volt socket, 2 USB-C ports, and also we have a wireless phone charging tray, which I use all the time. So when we're towing, I also use this additional 12-volt adapter. I like to use this because we have various other bits of kit that we use when we're traveling with the Caravan on board. We use the USB A ports for our rear view towing camera, and also we use it for our Satnav as well. I'll explain more about the onboard Satnav that we've got in this car in a moment. Okay, so in the front I opted for the digital cockpit, which I'm really pleased with. It has different views, so you can just scroll through them like so. I tend to leave it on this one, quite happy with it. You've got your gear selection down in the corner, and you've got your miles per hour on the right hand side, which is really good. So with the digital cockpit, you have to upgrade the stereo, and the stereo for this one now is an Admanson, and it does have internet radio, which is a really good feature, and also you've got FM and DAB. We've got Bluetooth audio, and also you've got your own media as well. So what I'll do now is I'll explain a little bit more about the cockpit. So with the Satnav, you can have it on the front cockpit if you choose to do so, or you can have it on the main screen of the hi-fi system there. Now with the Satnav, I have to be honest, I've never really got on with Volkswagen and Audi Group Satnavs. I've had over 20 cars, and out of those 20 VW Audi Group cars, 10 of them had Satnavs, and I never really got on with them. They never send you to the best option to get there, despite setting the settings. So I don't use it as much as you probably would do normally. I tend to use either Google Maps through my phone, because we've got Apple CarPlay or Android, or I will use my TomTom Camper Go, especially when I'm towing, because it's never let me down. Now, one feature that is standard on the Skoda Karoq SEL version is the rear camera, and I've got to admit, I think this is a brilliant idea. I had it on my 4x4 version of it, and it's on this one as well, and it's excellent for towing with the Caravan. You can back up to it, up to the hitch, no problems. You can get within millimeters and hitch it up safely and easily without having to go backwards and forwards or getting your partner to help you with it. So for me, this is a really good feature. So one feature that this vehicle has is the stop-start technology. Now, it can be a great fuel saver according to Volkswagen and Audi. However, when you're towing, I find it a nuisance, because you can be coming up slowly and coasting towards a roundabout ready to go, and it can cut out the engine only for a millisecond, but it's enough for you to have to hesitate and stop at a roundabout, which I find really irritating. So I always switch it off. So also standard on the SEL is a simple button like that, and it keeps your hands warm in winter, which I like, because I've always got cold hands. So this keeps my hands toasty and warm, just a simple button on the steering wheel. And again with that, we've also got heated seats as well, and they vary from 1 to 3. Now in general, the quality and fit and finish of the Skoda Karoq is excellent. There's no squeaks or rattles with it, and the feel of the materials are very good. It's only when you get a little bit lower, like down here, that you get the sort of scratchy plastics as some of the journalists talk about. But other than that, I'm very pleased with it. It does come with carpet mats, but I chose to add the rubber ones just to the front, and they're well worth investing in. So what do I think of the Skoda Karoq 2-litre TDI front wheel drive? Well, when I first bought it, I honestly thought I bought a lemon. It towed awful, it was wheezy, it wallowed, and I generally wasn't happy. In fact, so much so I thought I'd bought the wrong car. This sits around 90% in ratio from caravan to car, which is more of an experienced towers vehicle, which I'd like to think I am now. I've been towing for over 6 years. If you're new to caravanning though, and you're thinking of the Karoq, I would recommend the 4-wheel drive version over the front wheel drive version, to be really honest with you. I've had one, I know how it tows, and it tows slightly better than this, but generally I am happy with my purchase, and it does make, for me, a good tow vehicle. Well, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you'll join us again real soon, but in the meantime, bye for now.